you will learn user module. So let's begin. In user module, we will see the feature and configuration of user management. User can be added by a system manager. So there are main two types of users available in ERPNext application. One is a website user and another one is a system user. Website users are mostly customers and suppliers, and system users mostly are the stakeholders from your company, which we also known as the end users. So only end users will get the module access, and customers and supplier are not a system users, so that they will not get the desk access or a module access to them. In this video tutorial, we will also see how we can create a user, how we can set the roles and the permissions to access of the modules for particular modules in ERPNext application. Also, we will check some of the security settings, and we will see how we can set a third-party authentication by defining the third-party username and password and its API key access. So let's go to the ERPNext application. In this, I already opened my web browser and I entered my ERPNext URL in that web browser, and I landed on login page. I have entered my username and password, and now I'm clicking on login button. Once my username and password get verified, I landed on a home doc type, where under the home workspace, you have seen that under the node of shortcut, you will get some of the quick access of master data like item master, customer master, supplier master, sale invoice. On your left hand side, you will get the module navigation bar, where all module is listed down. For example, home, help desk, accounting, buying, selling, stock, HR, manufacturing, quality, CRM, project, support, users, website, loan, payrolls, build, tool, ERPNext setting, integration, and ERPNext integration. Today's topic is user module. So we will click on user module, and now we will be landed on a user doc type or user page. As I said, on my right hand side, there is a workspace for each and every module or each and every doc type. In user module, also you will get a workspace where you can get the shortcuts for some of the masters like user master, role master, permission master, user profile, and user types. Under the node of reports and masters, you will see the users master, role profile. Also under the logs, you will get the detailed activity log and access log by each user. And under the node of permission, you will get the permission, role permission manager, user permission master, role permission for page error and reports, permitted documents, and document share reports. So let's go to the user page or user doc type. Once you click on user, you will be landed on user doc type, where you can see all active users are previously added in ERPNext system. You can view on that list view page, or you can click on the hyperlink of full name and you open that particular user. You will get the details under the section of connections, where you can see the contacts, access logs, user permission, document flow, route history, energy points, and communication details, to do activity. All these things you will get at a glance in a connection tab. Also, we will check what type of these users are. First of all, first two users are a website user and other users are a system user. So if you want to change a user type, then you need to go to the security setting and you can change the user type. So here I'm just explaining the screen how you can add the users, because currently I don't have any details for any particular users. So here, while adding the users, you can if you click on add user button, you can see that in user type you will get a system user by default. If you want to change the user type, then you can change it by selecting a website user or a system user. I'm keeping it as it is system user, and I'm expanding this new user form. Click on edit full form button. Here, first of all, you need to enter the email address. For example, I'm going to add email address to the user, and now I'm adding the same thing as username. And first name is a mandatory, so I am adding a first name as, and also I am entering the last name. So here I have entered first name and last name. If you observe the red color asterisk sign of each and every field name after each and every field name, that means that particular field is a mandatory field. And again, under the section of more information, you can add the additional information of this particular users, like a gender and phone number, mobile number, date of birth, location, that particular user's interest, and the bio details. Currently, I don't have these information, so I am not entering these information. So I'm skipping this section. Again, under the email section, you will add the email signature for this particular user by depending upon his profile or designation in your company. So whenever you will send a notice, this user will send a notification for email threads, this signature will get attached automatically for the same. Then you can allow the module profile access from by entering the module name over here. We will see how we can give the access of the each and every module later on. And in third-party authentication, if suppose I wanted to give the access of any third-party authentication for the social logins like LinkedIn, WhatsApp, or any other Instagram, then I'm entering the provider name and the username and user ID and password in this section. So currently I don't have any information, so I'm not going to save this. And then again, I will able to attach the cover image for this particular employee who will be attached to his profile. So after entering all this data, I'm going to save this record. Once I click on save button, newly created user has no role enabled. Now we will going to enable the role, and welcome email has been sent to this particular user. If you go to the user's screen, now you've seen that this particular user is now active users, and you will get the connection details of each and every user activity. If you click on a permission plus sign button, user permission sign button, then you will be landed on a role permission. Here you can add manually one by one module and its access. But instead of doing this very lengthy procedure, I'm going to back to the user module, and now I'm going to open the user list, and now again I'm going to open this user. Go to the downward side of this workspace of user, and here you will see the all roles are listed down for this particular user. Please select the appropriate user. For example, this user is a HR user, and this user also having the rights of item master. So I'm giving stock user right, and also I'm giving the right for purchase user to raise the purchase request. Also, if I want the right for employee, and if I want to give the right, some other rights, just like a manufacturer user as well. So this way you can give the access for the users by just selecting the modules and the profile for these particular users. If you go to this particular role type and click on the hyperlink, then you will get the details of the profile and the accessibility of the entire user profile of this particular role profile. Now, stock user role profile having the access, the having the document type access of company is only read. That means the company detail will read those profile having the access of the stock user profile, having the access only company document. They can read the document. They cannot edit, they cannot delete, or they cannot submit this document type. Also, second delivery document type will be having the right to read, write, create, delete, submit, cancel, amend, and report. Also, export, import, and print and share this document type. So this is the way you can first of all get the details of the document type, which document type and which profile role is having the accessibility for this particular record. Suppose if you given any user as a stock user profile role, then that stock user will able to do all these kind of activity in ERPNext application. For example, the document type customer, he can read the customer details, he can get the access of customer report as well, and he can able to get the print that report, customer report, and it can be email that customer report. But he cannot modify the customer master, he cannot delete the customer master, or he cannot submit, or he cannot cancel, amend the customer master. So this is the way you can identify which role profile having what kind of rights for what document type in ERPNext. So if you take another example, for example, unit of major doc type, this stock user having a role to read measure of unit and to print measure of unit report, print it and email it. Other than this user cannot write or cannot create any measure of unit, cannot create, cannot delete, cannot submit, cannot cancel, or cannot amend the measure of unit. So this is the way you need to identify the accessibility requirement from the user, and you can give the access accordingly to user. Suppose if I click, if you take the similar example as a manager. Now we have seen a stock user role profile. Now we will check a stock manager role profile. Now if suppose if you are giving the role as a stock manager here, then what this user, Mr. Praful Kumar, what Praful Kumar can do in ERPNext system, we will let's take a look out of this role profile, stock manager role profile, what are the document type accessibility for this particular role profile. For example, document type supplier, this stock manager role profile can read the supplier master, can get the report of supplier master, print that report and email that report. But this stock manager role profile cannot create a supplier master record, cannot delete it, cannot submit it, cannot cancel it, or cannot amend it. Similar supplier master, the same, this role profile is also having the rights for the customer master as well. So this is the way you can give the role profile, but before that you need to understand what user are doing in ERPNext, what level he or she have, and what accessibility he required. So before giving any access, you need to understood very well the user profile and its role accessibility. Now, similarly here in HR user, this user is now, see, this user is able to read, write, create, delete employee master. Now this user is now able to create employee record, delete employee record, and get the report of employee records, import that data, export that data, get the printout. He can send the email and share the data. Similarly to employee master, now document type salary slip, as also he can read, write, create and submit and get the report of salary slips, get the printout of salary slip, get the email of salary slip and share that document as well. So similar, these are the doc type for this particular role profile, and there the accessibility right of these reports. So before that, when you are giving a role profile access to particular user, you need to study the all role profiles which is already defined in ERPNext application, and what kind of access that particular role profile have. You must aware that, because by mistaken if you are giving any user as a manager role profile, then that user will be get higher authority accessibility right in ERPNext system. So that you must careful about the role profiles and its accessibility of ERPNext application. So this way you can create and you can give the access to the new users who are willing to access the ERPNext application. So go back to the users, and now we will see what are the user types are there. By default, there are two core standard user type. What is core? Core is a a core user, that is a default users in the ERPNext system. You can add a number of custom made user types, but these are the two main core users in ERPNext system. One is a website user and another one is a system user. If you click on the system user, then you will get the details of the system user. System user is nothing but your end users who are actually using your ERPNext application. And website user is your customers and supplier who don't have the desk access of ERPNext system. So this is the user type in ERPNext application. Now we will see the roles in ERPNext application. These are the standard roles available in ERPNext, and you can add, modify and create a new role in ERPNext application. So if you want to add a new role, then you need to click on add role button, and here you need to give the role name and you need to set a home page for this new role and restrict to the domain, which domain this user has to be, or this role has to be restricted. So this way you can add new role in your ERPNext application. Also, you can check the activity log by clicking on the activity log button. Then you will be landed on a list view report of activity log. Here all the users activity will get monitored. What is the status for this user? Now it is logged in successfully with ID. These are the ID which automatically generated, and this is the time frame whenever this user is entered, logged in, logged out from the ERPNext application. So here you can see that whatever the activity this particular user done during the entire accessibility of the ERPNext system. So you can check this activity log by opening this activity log, and here you will get the more information, the date and the operation, what operation he has done, this particular user, what is the IP address and what is the status. So this way you can monitor the log of accessibility log of each and every user. So for example, if I want to check what this activity actually done by this user, and if I go to the more information, then I am going to see that a date and timing and what is the status. In a reference node, if I get the details, then I will take the details of document, which document he's accessed, what document type he accessed, and each and every details we check that the log in a activity log method. So go back to the users, and now we will see the access log as well, similar to activity log. Here all these ID are the nothing but counter, and here you will get the form details or doc type details, which doc type details this user has accessed, at what time, what date, and how many times this access log will access by the particular this user particularly access what kind of form and at what time, what date. If you click on this particular access log, then this user you will get the details of the access log of that particular activity. So go back to the users, and now we will get the overview of permission of role permission manager. Here you will give the access of role permission manager to any of the users. Suppose if I want to role permission manager, and if I selected the role for the account manager, then I will check that what are the role permission for this particular role from this particular document type. See, account manager having the role permission for account doc type, the account manager can create a permission, email, export, read, delete, report, users, write, print, import, and share. If I want to restrict any permission, then I need to simply add or remove that check flag to restrict, or add or give the access of that particular permission of this role permission manager or roles to this particular user. So this way you can add and restrict the role permissions for the particular role profile or role. Similarly, role permission manager, you can add user permission by clicking on add user permission button. Here this is the default user. You can allow the document type. Suppose I want to give the access of account document type, and for which value I need to give the accessible. The values are listed out. Suppose I want to give the access of bank accounts for this particular user. So this way you can give the permission to the particular users. So also you will get the details of permitted document for each and every users. For this, if you want to check what user have what document type of permission, suppose if you select this user and now I want to know that if this user having the permission document for the delivery note, then I will see that this user having a permitted document for delivery note, and number of delivery note has been generated by this particular user. Similarly, you can access any doc type. For example, if I selected sell invoice and I'll check that, then you will get the generated sell invoice details, and you will see how much transaction this user has been done during the till date, when from the permission to till date. So this way you can monitor and get the details permitted document for particular users. So go back to the users. So this is the way you can manage your user in ERP Next application. Thank you.